Okay, well, hold on a second. Maybe it's loud in here. Yes. Now, can you? Okay. So, listen, this part is lesson one, sorry. Three, two, one, let's go. Remember, in this part, okay, you have 20 seconds to read and think. Okay, you can see the question when you are speaking. You can see the question when you are speaking. So important to answer the prompt. You need to answer the question. Okay? Answer all the components to the question. Imagine that the question like have four questions. You need to answer all of them. All of them. Okay? And if you are supposed to talk about food, please don't say, well, music, it's interesting. No, focus on the topic. Food. Okay. Remember, you have 90 seconds to answer, but you need to speak, roughly speaking, for 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. Okay. And you will see this twice on the test. Okay. So I have a question. Can you see my notepad? You cannot see it, right? Amazing. That's great because I need to write. So three, two, one, go. Start. 1 second. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, no. Question one. Go. Answering the question. Okay, so I have one answer here, and I want you to focus on this structure, please. Then I'm going to give you the answer, but please read this one. Okay, your pronunciation is perfect. There are something that I would like to change here. For example, can you pronounce papa in English? I mean, fa. Yeah, it's okay. We'll do that. Father. It's not father. It's not a D. It's like father. Okay, because when you say brother, okay, because remember pronunciation gives you extra points. Okay. Well, as I can see here, you need to include advanced grammar. So that's the reason that you got like 90 points or 95 points. I was writing your answer here. Just give me a second, please. Where's my notepad? My notepad is here. Okay, I think you can see it. Remember, what you have to do is to paraphrase. Is to paraphrase the question. The question was, one second. The question was, talk about a gift you gave someone recently. So you can say, I gave a gift, sorry, that I gave someone recently was. You need to paraphrase the questions. Okay, paraphrase. Next, you need to answer all of them. You say, what was it? It was a pair of sneakers. Who did you give it to? It was your wife. How did it make you feel? You didn't say that. You can say, well, I was really happy to share this mom, whatever. And why did you give it to this person? And the reason was because your wife wanted to have one pair of sneakers, right? Yes. Now, can you see the notepad, right? Yeah. So now focus on this. You say the last gift, what I bought was a pair of sneakers. She chose. Remember that the past form of choose is chose. Chose. Okay. Red ones because. Okay. Remember, instead of saying, I need to teach you that 1 second because she wanted them, and I think she saw those sneakers in the stores. She likes them. She told me that I really. She told me that she okay? Because you say I. No, she told me that she really liked. Remember that action happened in the past. Liked. Okay? I was on the street. It's okay. You can say on the street or in the streets. But you can say, for example, I see people in the streets. I see people in the streets, but I see people selling products on the street. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the difference. On in the streets. Then we have here, and I bought them for them. When I gave that to the store, she was surprised. Now she uses, yeah, okay. Well, your answer is it's okay. Your answer is okay. But the problem here is that you don't use connectors. For example, however, nevertheless, furthermore, moreover. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a good way to remember or learn them by heart. 1 second. I'm going to share, well, at the end of the lesson, I'm going to give you an account. 1 second. This is intermediate advanced level. Interesting information, adding information. Yes, let me share the screen and now you will be able to see it. And here, you need to remember these words. Can you see it? Now, you know how to use N, right? You know how to use N. For example, I like soccer and tennis. Got it? Amazing. Then you have also. Remember, also goes after the pronoun, but before the verb. For example, I like tennis, soccer, and I also play volleyball. I also remember also. So no questions here, and also, no, right? Then we have words such as in addition to, in addition to. You can say in addition to verb plus ing. In addition to playing many sports, comma. In addition to that, comma. In addition to doing something or a noun. Did you understand in addition? comma. Remember, because you are going to use these words in your speaking and your writing evaluation. Es importante que aprendas estas palabras porque no solo las usarás en el speaking, sino que las usarás en el writing. Remember, writing is part of the production. Okay? Now, as well as means tanto como, like Spanish. I play soccer as well as badminton. I play soccer as well as basketball. Okay? And then you have to remember to goes at the end of the sentence. For example, I like those sneakers and my wife's too. Or and my wife likes to, but remember, to goes at the end. Yeah. Now, these are keywords. Besides, furthermore, y moreover. All of them means además. All of them mean además. But remember, besides goes at the beginning. Besides goes at the beginning. Furthermore and moreover, they also can be at the beginning, but we usually use them in the middle of the sentence. And remember, we use a comma after these words. After these words. Furthermore, moreover. Furthermore is more polite than moreover. Okay? You have some examples here. He loves sport for the excitement and competition. Moreover, comma. He loves sport for the excitement. Furthermore, comma. Besides playing many sports. You have here the examples. Now, let's practice. What is the answer here? 1 second. Number one, he works a lot. And in addition, furthermore, also. In addition, of course. En addition to running his, además de dirigir su propia compañía, in addition to, okay? Next, his wife works a lot. Two. Number three, read and complete. Yes, moreover. Here, yeah, beside, because remember, beside goes at the beginning, okay? Number five, and fish, okay? Great. So any questions about these connectors? No. Okay, now they are kind of complicated. Contrasting information. Okay, so we have but. But means pero. Okay, and remember, imagine that you have to write, remember, comma, but. Comma, but. For example, I like for there are signs that economy is improving, comma, but. In English, you can use yet, but yet is more formal. It's similar to but it's formal. Any questions? When you write, use yet, but when you speak, use but. Yeah, they're gonna give you extra points. Now you have however. However means sin embargo. Okay? However, remember the period. However, comma. It is like furthermore or more. Moreover, do you remember? No, no, no. The comma is after however. Yes, it is like I know. Okay, here now because I was explained. Yeah, but here, comma. It's like furthermore and moreover. Yep. And then you have although. Do you know how to use although? And despite the fact that, do you know even though despite? Kinda, more or less. Okay, let me explain. Okay, yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Let me explain this. Uh, yeah, they are gonna give you extra points. Okay, and 1 second. Yep, here. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see the whiteboard? Okay, focus on this part. Imagine, listen. I am late. Okay, because no, sorry, I arrived. I arrived on time. I arrive on time. And the reason that I arrived on time was it was raining. Okay, it was raining. So you can say, although, although it was raining, I arrived on time. Although means a pesar de. A pesar de. Although it was raining, I arrived on time. A pesar de que estaba lloviendo, llegué a tiempo. I arrived on time. So after, although, we have a clause. A clause is a subject plus a verb. Did you understand? Recuerda, después de although, vas a usar una cláusula, que es un sustantivo más un verbo. Although it was, tell me, no, you can say, although I was sick, comma, I went to the party. This is a clause because you have a noun, a subject, and a verb, although easy peasy, right? Now, focus. Now, we are going to use another word, which is despite. Despite, or you can use in spite of. Despite, in spite of. How can we use them? You can do this. You can choose whatever you want, despite or in spite of, plus a noun. So you can say, instead of saying, although it was raining, I arrived on time, you can say, despite the rain. Despite the rain, I I arrived on I arrived on time. You got the one? Or you can say, in spite of the rain. In spite of the rain, despite of the rain, I arrived on time. Easy peasy, right? This is a noun. But also, you can use plus a clause, but you need to include the expression the fact that. The fact that. For example, despite the fact that it was raining, I arrived on time. Or in spite of the fact that it was raining, I arrived on time. Did you understand this part? Yeah. So for example, imagine to say, well, despite you can say I bought a pair of sneakers for my wife. You can say, well, despite of the fact that my wife has plenty of pairs of sneakers, I decided to buy a new one. You can use this is gonna give you extra points, despite the fact that, okay? Or despite of the fact that blah blah blah, she has a lot of sneakers. She wanted to buy a new one. No, no, this is because you need to practice a lot. I have a lot of questions, and you're going to use the same structure for all the questions. So you're going to say, for example, well, despite the fact that I don't know what to buy, despite the fact that I don't know the reason, despite the fact, and you're going to know how to answer it quickly, immediately. You're going to follow the structure all the time. Yeah. So that's the reason that I am explaining the contrasting word and the words first. And now, imagine that you use that one. They're gonna give you 1 point, for example. No, 2 points. This one, 1 point because it's the easiest one. But now it's gonna give you like 3 points. Okay? The gerund. We are gonna use the gerund here because it's kind of difficult. Okay? Now, focus on this part. First, before we continue, I'm going to write 2 sentences. Okay? The first one, listen. Um, despite the fact that he was old, comma, he won the competition. Okay, 1 second. Despite the fact that he was old, he won the competition. And now I have another sentence. Despite it was raining, I arrived on time. Yep. Is that okay? Is this sentence okay? I arrived on time. No, because this is a clause. What do we need here? The fact. If you say despite it was raining, that is terrible. Okay, so despite the fact that. So if you say despite it was raining, I prefer you to say although. I prefer you to say although. Okay, because this is like no, never. I prefer the previous one. If you don't remember the structure, don't use it. Don't use it. But if you have a good comment of this, use it, of course. Okay. Now analyze with me. I'm gonna make it this kind of bigger. Yeah, you know the structure, easy peasy. My question is, the subject in this, and the first clause, and the second clause, the subjects are the same? Look at this. He was sold. He won the competition. It refers to the same person or not? Yeah, it's the same. What about the second one here? No. Yes. The difference. Yes, they are different. Okay, this is the same, and this is different. Look at what I'm saying. You are going to write the same. Despite, plus the verb. Which one or which word is the verb, the main verb? Despite the fact that he was old. Is was. You need to write the gerund. Despite being old, he won the competition. Despite being old, he won the competition. Because it refers to the same person. Or you can write, of course, despite him. Yeah, but this is optional. It's not mandatory. Him being all, he won the competition. But nowadays, nobody use it. Everyone says, like, despite being all, the same. But what about here? It was right on time. In this case, you have to do this. Despite it's, despite it's raining, comma, I arrived on time. You need to tell this. You need to say this when the subjects are different, but you can omit it or you can write it. Of course, you can write him or his. You can write whatever you want, him or his. But I prefer to use, well, his is better. The possessive, okay? The possessive, sorry. The possessive pronoun, okay? He is being old. He won the competition. It's raining. Did you understand? Okay, this is gonna be for you. this is gonna be for you. Did you understand the structure, right? The spine. Okay, now exercises. Been raining because the subjects are different. When the subjects are the same, you can do it, this. But when the subjects are different, you need to write here the possessive pronoun here and the noun. Okay, so now this is gonna be for you. Imagine that although there was heavy traffic, I got to the airport. I got to the airport. Although there was heavy traffic, I got to the airport. You can do that because this is a clause, although plus a clause, okay? Although there was heavy traffic. Okay, now I want you to use despite or in spite of. No, despite of, never. Despite the fact that there was heavy traffic, I I got to the airport. Okay, despite the fact that. Okay, you copy. When you use the fact that, you copy despite the fact that or in spite of the fact that there was heavy traffic, I got to the airport. Yeah, this is the clause. This is the second one with the clause. Now, I want you to use a noun. Despite the heavy traffic. Despite the heavy traffic, I got at the airport. Or in spite, no, in spite of the heavy traffic. Yes, I got at the airport. It's busy. Now, this is the noun. But now with the ing, how can we do that? Despite, yes, we have to use. Uh-huh. Yeah. What pronoun can replace the traffic? Because there was heavy traffic. What pronoun can replace the traffic? Are you with the he, she, it? It, it. So despite it's being, it's being, despite it's being heavy traffic, what happened? I got at the airport. Or you can say, instead of saying there was heavy traffic because I was stuck, right, in the heavy traffic, you can say, despite being stuck in the heavy traffic, I got at the airport. Okay, because it's the same. So you need to remember this. Okay, if you don't, yeah, if you don't remember, if you find it difficult, this one, you can use it only when you have the same subject. Only when you have the same subject, because maybe I don't remember how to, no, when you have the same subject. Únicamente usa para que nunca te equivoques. Úsalo cuando tengas ambos sujetos sean el mismo. ¿Ok? Siempre que puedas, utiliza el despite the fact that, para lo que sea. ¿Ok? Dicen, hey, do you like soccer? Well, despite the fact that I play basketball, I prefer to play soccer. Despite the fact that. Or, el despite plus the noun, or in spite of. Did you understand? Yes, you gotta practice this. We have some examples here. Let me check the examples. We're gonna do it together. Uh, everything. No, everything is in the platform. I'm gonna share a link. Sorry, and a user account, and you will find this on the platform. Yes. So let's practice despite. Okay, let's practice. I have some examples here. And contrasting, nevertheless, yes, despite, and versus although. Let's go here. Please, number one, what is the answer? Remember, although plus a clause, despite plus a noun, or the fact that plus a clause, or a verb plus ing. So in this case, his sickness. What is his sickness? Is his sickness a clause? No. Is his sickness a noun? So despite, or instead of saying despite, you can use in spite of his sickness. Nice. Number two. Although, great. Number three. No, remember you say despite. Despite heavy traffic or in spite of. Nunca, never, never say despite of. No, incorrect. No, okay. En inglés sería como algo llamado cacofonía en español. Cuando tú dices despite of, no, es como que intentas hablar bien, pero lo dices, pero malísimo. Cacofonía. Se llama cacofonía. Okay? So, despite or in spite of. That's great because this is a noun. Number four. Yes, although, can we use despite? A clause, right? But remember that we can use despite plus a clause if we use. Yeah, so you can say instead of saying, I failed my chemistry exam, although I study all night, or I failed my chemistry exam, despite the fact that I study all night. Yes. Number five. No, all my effort is a noun. Despite or yes. Yes, and in the Duolingo test, there are like when you have to describe a picture, right? And you need to write between 50 words or 40 words. Okay? So imagine that you say, although I was sick. How many words do we have here? We have four. But what about if you write this? In spite of the fact that I was sick, how many words do we have here? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Double the words. You just need to write 41 words. And then you have 46 more words. Okay? So if you have to write, you need to write the longest sentence. Okay? Yeah, you see what I'm saying. Now, number six. shouting, of course. In English, well, in American English, remember that we have these words like his, her, them, okay? In English, we almost like we never pronounce this word, this letter, in this sound. For example, you say, tell her that I love her. So you say, tell her, tell her that I love her. Tell her that I love her. You? Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation. Tell her that I love her. Okay? Easy peasy. Number 7. Yes, in spite of the fact that she is very shy. Okay? Or although. Number 8. Although. Basic. Number 9. Now, incorrect. Many difficulties. Noun. Despite. Yes, despite many difficulties or in spite of many difficulties. Okay? And last but not least, we have number 10. Yeah, she prefers to sit in the back. Okay, did you understand? You need to practice despite, although, and in spite of. You learn those grammar. Okay? Yes, you will have access to the platforms. You can practice here. Okay? Now, let's come back here. We were talking about these words. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. So now remember, however, the period comma. Okay, then we have although. Now you know how to use although, right? After the clause. You have although, a clause. Then you have though. Though is the same. It's pretty similar to although, but what is the difference? That you use although at the beginning, but you use though in the middle or at the end. Okay? So they're saying the economy is improving, comma, though. Then you have even though, which means incluso aunque. It is like although, but you are emphasizing a little bit. Even though, incluso aunque, even though. Okay, then we have despite. Remember, despite the fact that in spite of is the same. And then you have nevertheless. Nevertheless and however. Nevertheless and however mean sin embargo. Okay? And then you have nonetheless, which means sin embargo. But now, what is the difference? I prepared something here for you. Nevertheless versus however. Don't focus on this explanation, focus on the examples. Okay? Now, focus on this. It says, I'm a vegetarian. However, sometimes I eat fish. Soy vegetariano. Sin embargo, algunas veces como pescado. Que tú comas pescados. Is it good or bad for you when you are vegetarian? Yeah, it's not supposed to be good, of course. So it would be negative, right? Negative. Now, focus on the second one. Milo said his English is terrible. Nevertheless, he got a 9.0 on his IELTS writing test. He said that he was terrible, but he got 9. So this is good or bad? So when you have a good idea, a good reason, you use nevertheless. But when you have something bad to say, you can use however. Carlos, am I traveled if I don't want to use nevertheless and I just want to use however? No, no problem. You can use here however he got. But it is like when you want to buy something. Imagine that you go to the store and you have a blue t-shirt and a black t-shirt. You look great in both of them, right? But you feel that you look more, I don't know, attractive with one of them. You see what I'm saying? In the same way, you have however or nevertheless. Okay, in this sentence, it would be better to use this one because the idea that follows the word nevertheless is positive. So I prefer to use nevertheless. You got it? To make it clear, puedes usar however, no importa. Pero si tienes la posibilidad de escoger, utiliza nevertheless porque le queda más bonito. Solamente es por eso. Como le queda más bonito, dice, ah, esta persona tiene un amplio rango en su vocabulario y domina más este término. Punto extra. Nevertheless. ¿Ok? Ahora, el nonetheless. El nonetheless. What is the difference? Nonetheless is the same. It's similar to nevertheless. But what is the difference? You have period, nevertheless, comma. Period, however, comma. Comma, nonetheless, comma. You got it? Comma, nonetheless, comma. Remember, because when you have to describe a picture, you need to write. So this grammar of these words, I'm going to give you extra points. It is here, contrasting information. You have here that part, it says, nonetheless. Se usa del mismo modo que nevertheless. But look at this. Nonetheless, coma, coma. Okay? And of course, then we have basic words such as while, mientras. You can use at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. And then we have the provided. Have you ever used provided and provided that? Okay. Let me write here some examples. Wait a minute. Let me share the screen. Yes. Okay. The advanced course. Mm, to be honest, they are just words that you need to remember where you can use them. Advanced grammar is different. It's totally different. It's like a different world. Okay? And but I'm just focusing on teaching you the keys to pass the activity, because I don't want to teach you, for example, condition. We can learn advanced grammar, and of course they are going to give you extra points, but they are very very difficult because you need to have like a good command of the basis. Okay, but then we can do that. Primero te estoy enseñando lo primordial, lo key, para que puedas practicar los speaking con las actividades que estoy dejando en la plataforma. Luego, por ejemplo, cuando tengamos otra clase, lo vas a hacer tú igualito, pero quiero que uses lo que has aprendido, el despite, el in spite of, y eso te va a dar más puntos. Comencemos. Well, always everybody use as long as. As long as means siempre y cuando. For example, irás a la fiesta siempre y cuando limpies la casa. How do you say that in English? As long as you clean the house. So if you use, this is basic, okay? This is basic. But you can say, you will go to the party, provided you clean the house. Intermediate. So provided you clean the house, okay? Or you can say provided that you clean the house, you will go to the party. You need to memorize these words. Provided, providing that. You use providing that at the beginning, but you can use provided in the middle. Te das cuenta que no es gramática que tienes que memorizar, sino palabras con significado y aprender el orden. It is what it is. Okay? Did you understand how you can use provided and provided that? Okay? Remember, you will have all the information on the platform. On the platform. And yes, you just need to check it out then. Provided that as long as it's the same, unless, only if, you know how to use unless? Unless means a menos que. Can you give me? Nope. Ah, you won't go. You won't. You won't. You won't. Yeah. Unless you clean the house. You say you will go to the party unless. No, no, you won't. Only if, únicamente sí. Únicamente sí. Even if, only if you clean the house. Even if, now you can say, aquí no hay forma. This is, you wouldn't go to the party even if you clean the house. No irás a la fiesta incluso si limpias la casa. No vas a ir. No way. No way. And this is the most difficult one. Whether or not. Have you ever used whether or not? It's like, even if. We will go to the beach whether or not. Ya sea que. Tradúcelo como ya sea que llueva o no. Sí o sí. Sí o sí. Llueva o no. Sí o sí. I will be there. Whether or not. Did you understand the word? Now let's practice. Giving reason, contrasting, nevertheless, giving reason, exercises. Okay, we didn't finish that part. I'm going to explain this super quickly due to the time. Okay, so you know that you use because, right? ¿Por qué? Because. So instead of saying because, use since. Since. Carlos, but it means desde, yes, but it has two meanings. Since, ya que, porque, or desde. Remember, I prefer to use since at the beginning of the sentence. For example, I don't want to go to the party because I am tired. Since I am tired, I don't want to go to the party. Then you have us. As is like because or since. You can say, as I am tired, I don't want to go to the party. Como estoy cansado, porque estoy cansado, ya que estoy cansado. As. Okay, no questions up to this point? Yeah, now we have like three words. Let me write here because I need to explain. You remember what do we have to write after the fact that? Do you remember? A noun, a clause, or a gerund? No, a clause. Recuerda, siempre que quieras unir cualquier cosa con una oración, vas a tener que usar este the fact that. The fact that. Siempre va a estar el the fact that en toda tu vida, el the fact that. ¿Ok? Ahora, focus on this part. En el idioma inglés, in English, we want to say debido a causa de, ¿ok? In English, we have four words. Because of, because of, due to, owing to. Yes, cuando quieras decir because of, Sorry, debido a causa de, this is because of, due to, owing to. Okay? All of them are followed by a noun. Okay? But what if you want to use a clause? ¿Qué pasa si quiero unirlo con una cláusula? ¿Que tengo que usar un? The, the fact. Por ejemplo, quiero decir, yo no fui a la fiesta debido a la lluvia. How do you say that in English? Or due to the. Now you want to say, no fui a la fiesta porque estaba enfermo. No. Due to the fact, due to my sickness, or due to the fact that I was sick. ¿Ok? Tú dices, recuerda que después del because vas a dar una razón, pero puedes dar una causa también, que del mismo modo es una razón. Estaba enfermo. So, because of the fact that I was sick, or due to the fact that I was sick, owing to the fact that I was sick. Entonces, te vas a obtener más puntos si utilizas las siguientes estructuras. You understand or not? You get it? Because of, due to, owing to. So, we have more examples here. Yeah. No questions about the grammar, right? Because you can check this structure then. Puedes revisarlo después. Yes. Now, aquí también hay muchas palabras que sí o sí tienes que memorizarte. ¿Ok? Tenemos aquí, o escógete dos o tres. Luego te voy a dar la técnica. Ahora te voy a compartir un PDF. Así que no te preocupes por eso. Aquí tenemos para dar un efecto, ¿no? As a result, period, as a result, coma. Coma. ¿Te acuerdas quién más se usa con punto y coma? El how, however, el never, nevertheless. ¿Qué palabra es similar to nevertheless? Nonetheless, nonetheless. Pero ¿cuál es la diferencia que el nonetheless va entre comas? ¿Ok? Igualito, el as a result, punto, as a result, coma. Como resultado. ¿Cómo lo voy a usar? Mira, dice, the company had an excellent year. La compañía tuvo un excelente año. As a result, como resultado de esto, de lo anterior. Tenemos el therefore. Therefore, you can translate it. Por lo tanto. Por lo tanto. ¿Ok? Period. Coma. Therefore. ¿Ok? Believe it or not, si no pones la coma, te quitan un punto. Yeah, así que punctuation is important. ¿Ok? Next, luego tenemos el so. El so es como el as a result or el therefore. Okay, so but you use a comma here. You don't use the period. You use comma. For example, the company had an excellent year, so como resultado de lo anterior, the staff will receive a bonus here. It's the same. Consequently, es como as a result. As a consequence, es como as a result. Accordingly, es como as a result. Okay? Sinónimos. Solamente que para qué varías las palabras. Okay? Luego tenemos aquí el for example, para dar ejemplos. Si vas a iniciar con un for example, empiezas con for example, coma. For example, coma. I prefer to buy this. ¿Ok? Si el for example está después de la oración en el centro, al final, tienes que hacer coma, coma. ¿Ok? Coma, coma. O después de un punto, coma. Did you understand? Yeah. Gracias. Tales como. Puedes empezar, mira. My favorite sports are, for example, coma, soccer, basketball, and tennis. My favorite sport, well, I prefer to play sport such as, tales como, soccer, basketball, and tennis. The same. For instance, es lo mismo que el for example, ¿ok? Cuando se usa al principio siempre va seguido de una coma y cuando lo utilizamos en medio debe usar antes y después, ¿ok? Y that would be all. Practiquemos para poder indicarte en el siguiente PDF. Let's go. Because of the rain, a causa de la lluvia. Number two, due to the fact that it was raining. Great. Number three, no. Recuerda que because solamente va en el centro. ¿Te acuerdas? I couldn't go to the party because I was sick. No puede ser owing to ni due to porque esto es una cláusula. Al ser una cláusula, tengo que unirla con un the fact that, as or since they couldn't go to the beach. Number four, yes, number five, yeah, no puede ser due to ni because of ni owing to. ¿Por qué? Porque le faltaría el the fact that. Okay? So you have here and the preparation Duolingo. Tienes aquí exámenes del verdadero examen de Duolingo. ¿Ok? Recuerda que las palabras ya no van a aumentar. Por lo tanto, hay alta probabilidad de que las palabras se repitan. ¿Ok? Entonces tienes allí mucho para practicar. One second. Mm, mm, Yes. Entonces, lo que yo quiero que hagas es lo siguiente. Mira, voy a responder yo una pregunta y voy a tratar de usar el despite the fact that. Te voy a dar un modelo. ¿Ok? Vamos a ver aquí. Lesson 2. Speaking practice. Este aquí es speaking practice. A ver, this is describe the photo. Aquí te estoy dejando los key points. And 7 photos. Ok, tenemos 90 segundos. Speak for 30 seconds about the image. Puedo decir aquí, empiezo, ¿no? Well, in this picture, I can see a group of people. Despite the fact that they are having a great time, comma, I wouldn't like to be there because I don't like the darkness. Okay? Since they are a group of friends, they probably are having a great time. Since although you don't have connection, I mean internet, you can take pictures and then you can post them on your social media. Therefore, it is important to have a good camera to take amazing pictures. Therefore, you got it? And that's all. You need to speak that for 3 seconds. Siempre trata de usar, te estoy dejando estos videos, ¿ok? Con imágenes tipo el examen, ¿ok? Entonces, siempre que puedas, trata de usar estas palabras, el therefore, el despite the fact that, ¿ok? Entonces, ahorita lo que tienes que hacer es repasar esto que hemos visto. Te voy a mandar el video de la clase. Tienes aquí la transcripción de la clase, que estás en nivel avanzado, ¿ok? Advanced level. Y te buscas contrasting information, adding information, estos ejercicios. Repásalos y practicas. ¿Ok? You got it? ¿Se entendió? Te voy a compartir un PDF donde te voy a mostrar, wait a minute, Duolingo, Duolingo English Test, one second, para que tú lo leas en tu tiempo libre. Yes. Esto es, a ver, voy a share my screen antes que nos gane. Let me share the screen. Ok, pay attention. Ok, cuando vas a tomar el examen de Duolingo, tienes dos opciones. O compras uno o compras un pack de dos. ¿Ok? En el pack de dos te hacen un descuento como de $10, $20, algo así. Pero agarran el examen que tenga más nota. ¿Ok? Entonces, según tu universidad, el lugar donde vas a trabajar, estudiar, tienes que ver el puntaje que necesitas. ¿Ok? Para ver cuánto te falta. Ok, next. Ahora, por ejemplo, todo lo que necesitamos saber, dice, ya sabes, eso del examen lo puedes tomar en cualquier lugar, necesitas su pasaporte, es más barato, el resultado en 2 días, listo. Ahora, hay diferentes tipos de pruebas, ¿no? Tenemos que conocer muy bien el examen para sacar la mayor cantidad de puntos. Entonces, eso es lo que yo he puesto aquí para que tú puedas leer. Por ejemplo, los mitos. Hay mitos, dice, el Duolingo test es más fácil que el IELTS y el TOEFL. No es cierto, es difícil. Puedes hablar y escribir sobre cualquier cosa. No, porque te dan el tópico. No tienes que salirte de ese tópico. Si tú te sales un poco, ya te quitan puntos. Siempre tienes que centrarte. Si te piden books, habla de books. No metas libros. Perdón, movies. Books, 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 books. You should always write more than 50 words. Ahí te dicen que tienes que escribir 2 o 3 oraciones. Normalmente encuentran 50 palabras. ¿Ok? Pero dice que deberías escribir más de 50 palabras. No, no es necesario. No es necesario más de 50 palabras porque no se puede escribir más en el poco tiempo que te dan. ¿Ok? Dice, you need a native accent to get a high score in speaking. Necesitas un acento nativo para obtener más notas en el speaking. Esto es falso. No es necesario que tengas un acento nativo, pero hay un apartado donde yo te he puesto aquí. Pronunciation, how clearly. Cuán claro puedes describir la imagen, es decir, que tu pronunciación sea entendible. Entonces, mientras más fácil sea para ellos entenderte a ti, más punto tienes tú. ¿Ok? Ah, si terminas el examen rápido, no te van a poner más nota. Utiliza todo el tiempo que te dan. ¿Ok? You should never repeat vocabulary. Tampoco es cierto. Entonces aquí te he dejado un montón de consejos sobre cómo tienes que hacer y te estoy dejando ejemplos. ¿Ok? Por ejemplo, dice aquí, this image, hay una parte donde tienes que describir, ¿cierto? Entonces, si tú pones, this image shows a man and a woman, te ponen pobre, pobre. Si tú pones, this image shows a man and a woman sitting on a bench, no está nada mal. Pero si tú pones, this image shows a man and a woman sitting on a bench in a park, mucho mejor. Y te ponen excelente si tú pones this image show a man and a woman sitting next to each other on a bench in a park and they look upset about something. Entonces aquí te estoy dejando ejemplos de cada actividad, la cual iremos viendo, pero si tienes tiempo, tienes que ir repasando tú por tu propia cuenta. ¿Ok? Entonces te voy a compartir este PDF con muchas respuestas para que analices. Obviamente lo podríamos ver en clase, pero de repente tienes tiempo y puedes ir avanzando tú. Recuerda que más depende de ti que de mí. ¿Ok? Yes, depende de entonces aquí te he puesto ejemplos todo. En cada video, antes de que termine la sesión, en cada video vas a encontrar respuestas al final. Si tú consideras que no conoces alguna gramática, anótala y me preguntas, y me preguntas. En especial, si tienes tiempo ahora, desarrolla el examen que he puesto aquí. Dame un segundo. El examen número 5 porque los 4 los he ocultado. Ese que dice full test. Este es un examen real, ¿ok? Entonces, tomas el examen, igualito que en la vida real, ¿no? One second. Por ejemplo, read and select the real English word. Te ponen con el mismo tiempo. ¿Qué palabras no serían? Por ejemplo, aquí, ¿cuál no serían para ti? Ya dice real and select the real English word. Por ejemplo, the motion. ¿Es English word o no? Dwelling es una English word, correcto. Dwelling es English word, que significa vivienda. Entonces, por ejemplo, cuando tú ves esta tarea, tú dices, Carlos, yo no sé qué significa critique, yo no sé qué es called, anótalas. La próxima clase de preguntas, yo te digo, ok, Dwelling, vivienda, es como decir house. En lugar de decir I live in a beautiful house, para que te den más puntos, I live in a beautiful dwelling. Más punto. En lugar de decir, no sé, unimportant, that is irrelevant. Y te van a dar más puntos. Entonces recuerda que ya depende mucho más de ti. Te estoy dejando los exámenes aquí. Okay. So that would be all for now. Do you have any questions? No. Yes. Trata de practicar, solamente trata de practicar las palabras que hemos visto hoy, porque te voy a dar la estructura después. No te puedo enseñar la estructura si no sabes las palabras. Entonces, cuando tú domines because of, due to, owing, tú tienes que dominarlas así. Cuando ya te las sepas, me dices y avanzamos a la siguiente lección. Yes.